Just easy as ABC, that's how you make it right.
To the D-A-N-C-E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stick to the B-E-A-T, get ready to ignite. You were such a BYZ, catching all the lights. Just easy as ABC, that's how we make it right. To the D-A-N-C-E, stick to the B-E-A-T. Just easy as ABC,
Get ready, pop it, let's go.
Alright, the story of God of War 3 follows up from God of War 2. You're riding the back of Gaia trying to kill Zeus. You go on this long road to get to Zeus. And the road is very long and it takes a while to get to Zeus. And it's fun though. It's a good fun gameplay. I'll talk about it more in gameplay. But the story is good. There's not that many plot twists. You can tell what's going to happen in the game. There wasn't one point in the game where I was just like, I did not expect that to happen. It's kind of predictable for that. It kind of drops a little bit because the story is the main part about the game. There's no multiplayer or nothing like that. So the story drops from there, but it kind of boosts it back up because it finishes the game. It finishes the trilogy for you. You don't think at the end of the game, once you beat it, you don't think, oh, they're gonna make a God of War 4 because of this. You don't think that you know it's probably the last game. If not, it'll be a prequel or something like that. So for the story, I give it a pretty decent score, and that's about it on the story.
Get ready, pop it, let's go.
Alright, the graphics are the best part of the game. They're probably one of the best graphics I've ever seen in a video game. They would have to be in the top 3 probably of best graphics ever. I just feel that I cannot think who makes God of War 3. The developers, the developers who made God of War 3. I think you guys could have made it slightly better because God of War 2, let's face it, God of War 2 and 1, they totally pushed the PlayStation 2 to its fullest extent on the graphics. And God of War 3, I think PlayStation 3 can go a little bit further than God of War 3 pushed it. I'm not saying that the graphics aren't great, but it can go a little bit further. I think the developers really should have focused on pushing it to its fullest extent, where it could make the graphics look as great as they could. And I'm not gonna go down on them on the score because of that. I'm just saying they could have done it because they did it with the PlayStation 3. Why couldn't you do it with the PlayStation? They done it with the PlayStation 2. Why couldn't they do it with the PlayStation 3? So I think the graphics are great. They're probably the high point of the God of War 3. Kratos looks amazing. Blood is all over him a couple of times. Like if you watch a scene where he takes off the Cyclops' eyes, there's just blood on him, soaking on him, which is pretty cool. And the Hades and Zeus, I like their character design that they did with them. I like the way Zeus looks like. He looks like he runs Olympus. That's what he looks like. And Hades is just like a big is just a big guy, if you know what I mean. He's just a big guy. And that's about. Oh, I also like Hercules in this game. I forgot to say something about Hercules. I like the way Hercules looks in the game. I wouldn't think Hercules would look like this. Disney ruined the look for all these mythology characters for me, and that's about it on the game. Not gameplay, the graphics. I love them, but whoever made God of War, I can't think of the developers. Whoever made it, you guys should have pressed it to its fullest extent, like you did with God of War 1 and 2 on PlayStation 2, and that's about it on graphics.
Get ready, pop it, let's go.
The gameplay is just like God of War 1 and 2. If you play God of War 1 and 2, you can just pick up this game, and you'll be good for a minute, and then once it starts to get where you get the new elements for new weapons, you'll get to know it. It's you'll have a quick start if you play God of War 1 and 2. The weapons are cool this time. I think only thing I don't like is they give you Hades blades, which I like them, but they're the same as the chain of Olympus braids, and it's kind of like, hey, if you play Brawl, you know how there's Fox and then there's Falco and Wolf and all that stuff. Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's the same exact weapons, but just a little bit different. I'd rather have another weapon instead of having the same exact weapon 2 or 3 times, because you get another thing like that. You get another blade thing again. Like later on in the game, after you get Hades blades, so you have 3 of those like Chain of Olympia blades, but different. And the best thing I think in the game, weapon, is the little gauntlet things that you get from Hercules. Those are so sick. You can just like hit the floor. That's like their special ability. You hit the floor and everyone just flies away. They're real sick. And the gameplay is good. The one thing I like about this game is that they have puzzles, but their puzzles aren't as challenging as they were in God of War 1 and 2. In God of War 1 and 2, there were some puzzles that I was just like, I can't play this game. It's pissing me off because I can't beat this puzzle. In this one, there's puzzles, but they're not that hard. They're easy easy to like solve, and they're not that hard. So I like that. I don't like all these puzzles. The finisher moves in this game are amazing. One of the best parts of the game is when you beat Poseidon in first person, which is so sick when you beat him in first person. And the finisher moves on the little like grunts, like not the main big bosses like Hades, Poseidon, Zeus, Hermes, and all them. They're pretty cool. They're so cool. One of the finishing moves, there's like this 3-headed dog, not Cerberus or whatever that. Those 3-headed dogs in there, not them, but there's like these 3-headed things, and you latch onto them and you ride them, and then once you ride them, they shoot out fire and stuff. I think that's cool. And overall, I think the gameplay is good. It's the same as God of War 1 and 2, just new finisher moves, new weapons, and all that. And I think the boss battles are real good. Once you get to a boss battle, which is at the very beginning of the game, you get to a boss battle, you're like, wow, this is good. And the boss battles are really good. All of them are good boss battles, except for Hermes. He's really not that much of a boss battle. You'll see when you play him. And overall, the gameplay is real good, and that's about it in the gameplay.
Get ready, pop it, let's go.
Alright, I think you've shown about this game. If you love God of War 3, this game is not that long. It's 7 hours, and then after you beat the story, you can play it on a harder difficulty. But on one rental, you can probably beat it multiple times, maybe 2 or 3 times. If you play it long enough, if you play it in a day, you can probably get close to beating it. You probably won't be able to beat it. It depends how you are good at God of War, and it depends what difficulty you're playing on. And I think this game is a rent for me because I like God of War, but I don't love it. If you love God of War, you should definitely buy this game. It's a good game. It's fun to play, but for me, I don't have like money like that to be buying all these games. So a game that I can rent and beat and have my enjoyment out of a rent, I would do. So if you can get your enjoyment out of a rent, then you should definitely rent this game. But if you love God of War 3 and you wanna keep this game as one of your collection, because this is a collection game. If you have a PlayStation 3, it's a game that you probably need in your collection to have a complete collection. Then definitely buy this game. And that's about it on my review, and thank you for watching.